With after hours upon us coming in the next couple of days, man, I decided that I should just do my throwback video right now. This is the perfect time to finally listen to House of Balloons. Not Trilogy, but House of Balloons. You know, I'm finally going to listen to House of Balloons, man. You know, the weekend holds a special place in my heart, man. It was the first year that I could drink. I just hit 21. I was fucking on a plethora of breezies, making a lot of mistakes, a lot of drunken nights, a lot of high nights, a lot of drug nights, man. I was definitely in a different time and space in college and just wilding out, man. And you know, this new vibe from this dark R&B Toronto singer, it definitely caught the world by surprise. And we were all just, you know, kind of just sidewinded, you know what I'm saying? Is that a word, sidewinded? So, I think that's the one. We're gonna make it apply. But you know, it came out on Dat Piff, exactly where I'm listening to this album right now. We're gonna listen to it on Dat Piff. I keep saying album, man. Y'all know what I mean. Look, I'm in the era now where album, mixtape, if it's on Apple Music, it's all the same shit at the end of the day. But this mixtape dropped on us, and I could tell you exactly where I was, the moments I was, and what I was doing. It was out of nowhere. We were on the way to UF, University of Florida, on a trip to see our homeboy, and we were just listening to this project, and it was kind of just like, what the hell is this? Actually, what is this? 9-track mixtape, fire. From start to finish, fire. For me, actually, from start to finish, it wasn't fire when I initially listened to it, but after certain settings, it definitely grew on me. Now, I mean no disrespect when I say Trilogy, House of Balloons, Thursdays, Echoes of Silence, however you guys want to name it. The reason I say House of Balloons, I don't say it to be a cool kid. I don't say it to be an OG fan, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter when you listen to The Weeknd, all right? As long as you're a fan, you're a fan, all right? But for me, there was no thing called Trilogy. There is no such thing as a trilogy. There is a House of Balloons, as you guys see right here. Goddamn, put my finger on it, God. House of Balloons, there's a Thursday, two of my favorites. I think it's his best work to date. It is the old Weeknd. It is the dark. You know what I'm saying? I need to go do some drugs because this girl broke my heart Weeknd, and that's kind of just right up my alley. I know a lot of you guys love the Starboy Weeknd. You guys love, I didn't remember what the song The Hills is. You guys saying it's his biggest song. For me, his biggest song is Coming Down. I know that's a spoiler right there, but Coming Down for me is his biggest song because it is my favorite song. Like, it is my favorite shit. So we just gonna listen to this, man. I don't want to do too much talking. Let's get right into this. Again, no disrespect for Trilogy fans, no disrespect for House of Balloon fans, no disrespect for how you say it. It is what it is. This is how I said. I'm just saying that, look, I was 21 listening to House of Balloons, you know, while y'all was out there still losing y'all virginity. So I'm just keeping it like that. All right, anyways. Let's get right to this, man. We got throwback House of Balloons, The Weeknd. Look, if I skip a lot, don't get mad. It's because I already know the songs. I'm just going to hit these key parts because I'm going to tell y'all my story. This is going to be story time death. If you're not ready for that, go ahead and hit that X button. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, man, been fucking talking too much, man. We got what I just said. Y'all ready? Oh, man. A little nostalgic, man. You know, on that Dat Piff. I ain't been on Dat Piff in a minute since Currency album, so hold on. Well, we got track one. Half of this. So initially, when I first heard this, quite confused. 21-year-old Dev, really didn't know what was going on. I didn't really like this song. The beat dropped, and I was fucking with it. I definitely was fucking with it once the beat dropped, but it was like, what is this?
Take a glass. Don't be scared.
What's magical about this whole tape is the endings, man. The endings were just hitting me like crazy. Like you hear the endings, man, like, oh my God. So yeah, man, we on the way to UF, man. We listening to this. We get to about 30 minutes out, man. We're 30 minutes out of Gainesville. And I'm kind of just like, yo, that was actually pretty fire with that transition at the end. I really don't know what he was talking about at the beginning. Quite confused. Look, I done made love to this song. I done fucked to this song. I done, you know, had one night stands to this song. You know, like, like, it's like when you in that setting, when you in a setting with another female or the opposite, you know what I'm saying, the opposite gender or, you know, whatever you like, I feel like that's when this song is really at its height. It's really at its climax, man, because that is definitely a, you know what I'm saying, in the mood type of track. Now, that is probably my least favorite of the album, but it's okay because we still have 8 more bangers. Like, it's really hard to top the next 8 songs. That's what I feel. Track 2, What You Need. You know what you need. That's what you need. Oh, man, I can tell y'all a story about this one.
I just wanna take you
He on his sexy shit right here, alright? This is the shit where you motherfucker that is what you want. It's what you want. It's what you want. It's what you want. I'm what you need. What you need. What you need. Why to tell you that? Why?
He's what you want. He's what you want. He's what you want. I'm what you need.
He's what you want. Yes, sir. I'm what you need. Alright, man. So, a little story time with that, man. The first time I heard that track, I was getting domed up high as shit. Literally, high on some perp. That's what it was. It was some perp. I don't know what y'all call it now, but, you know, it was on some perp. Had purple leaves and shit. Not purple leaves, but purple strands or whatever. And that shit looked like some Lavender Town. I was spooked by it, but I hit it. And I was getting domed up in the 99 Grand Prix GT. That's what I had. I had a royal blue 99 Grand Am GT. That was my first car. Passed down from my father. So, yeah, I was getting domed up. I'm sitting here just like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, this track, I'm sitting back like, what you want? And obviously, you know, you had a heightened sense when you when you know you off the J. So I'm kind of just laying back like, damn, like, and the way the Weeknd was just resonating in my ear, while my D was resonating in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? I was cooling. And another time I actually listened to that track, when I actually put it into context, was like, because that's another thing with the Weeknd, with this album, or with any kind of R&B album. You know, you always put your own experience and, you know, your own connections to make the song fit your life. I think that people don't really realize that. That's why a lot of tracks really hit people. Like, you know, when he sat there, you know, he's what you want, he's what you want, he's what you want, I'm what you need. Man, I done had many situations. Remember I told you guys on that damn video when I was chasing the white girl, when I was chasing her for like 7 years, you know, out of my high school, all the way up to college, even past that, 7 to 8 years. And I'm going to tell you, I ended up on a train listening to Bryson Tiller all the way back. Sad as shit. That's another story for another time. But we listening to, you know, this song right here. And, you know, I used to always apply that, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, because she always had a dude. She had a dude forever. But I, you know, they ain't stopped me. No, this 2000. It was 2011 at that time. 2011, 2012. And I'm sitting there just like, look, he what you want, but I'm what you need. Because that really what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You want that, but you need me. Bro, I was toxic as hell. All right, I had that in my bag, and we always kept that connection, because when we did do it, I put that thing down. All right, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I pulled out my bag of tricks. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was not shy at 21. I was in my peak prime years. I definitely have calmed down now. I'm still a little wild, but I definitely have calmed down now from what I was back then when I was that savage monster. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I should have about 4-5 kids right now, the way I was wilding. 4-5 kids. Alright, and if I was 6'2", I would have had about 12 kids the way I was wilding. But guess what? I dodged all them bullets. The Weeknd got me through that, but I was dodging all them bullets. I'm gonna just keep it real like that, man. And it was really wild when I think about it now. When I'm going back into this time machine, how I was just tagging everybody, bro. I was tagging. I was out there. Track 3, Glass Table Girls. Now this track went crazy. The first time I heard this track, I was going crazy, because I was like, yo, what is he? First of all, what is he talking about? And then it hit me later on. Let's hit this, man.
And now another edition of obvious news from Geico.
That pimp got ass?
Experts now say that wearing more...
This beat hit? I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what? Turn this shit up, nigga. Turn this shit up. They played this shit at a party, bro, and I'm telling you right now, the whole party was sounding the fuck off, bro. That shit was, if it hurts to breathe. I can't even sing right now, but open a window. But we were screaming our lungs out, because this is what happy. That shit was crazy, but that party was wild, what? Hey Brent, I love you, bro, but this is not a Brent moment. Hold on, this is not a Brent moment. I pressed the wrong button.
Look into my eyes. You can make to breathe. Open a window. This is
A happy. Let me tell you something about this track, man. When you off the drugs, bro, when the drugs are hitting and you kind of just sitting there like, yo, what the F is going on? And this has like this, like, I don't even know how to explain it, man. Like this amusement park sound, man. And I remember just listening to this. I'm just blazed out my mind, just sitting there like, if it hurts, I didn't even know what that means. And before I even go on to the next track, I can kind of explain to y'all with that glass table girls. I didn't really know what that meant either. With the 7 on, 7 on, pull out the glass table. Like, I really didn't know what that meant. I thought that meant like the girls were standing on it, but no, he talking about doing that white girl. And I look, I don't really, promote this stuff. I really don't really get personal with y'all, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I've done my fair share of, I don't know, can I even get flagged or copyrighted for saying drugs? Like, do I get in trouble for that? Anyways, fuck it. I've done probably each one of them. Not like, I've not done the crazy, but I've done the white girl. I've definitely popped his hand. I've done my fair share. So, at the time, again, where this is the Weeknd, his most vulnerable state, where he's really just he don't know where he's going. I think at this time he was homeless. This is his first tape. He was just kind of just getting what he had to get off his chest from his experience. And again, man, he's just having fun. Like House of Balloons, Guys Table Girls. I think this is the track that really stood out of all the other tracks because this was the most hyped track. This was the track that was hyped but still sticking to that dark theme. Like I was really mind blown on how he did this. And when this part hit, that shit was like, I was like, bro, I remember sitting there like,
that your girl, what's a fucking story? She kinda bad, but she riding like a fucking pony.
He said, is that your girl? Oh, what's her story? Cut a bag and she riding like a pony. Exactly. This is my rule, man. You want my rule? I'm gonna be real with y'all. No disrespect to this shit. If you're not married, shit, even if you're married, I done seen so much bad shit now happen in my last 8 years of life because nothing is stable anymore in 2020 in this era of relationships. All right, look, if your girl is not married, if the girl is not married, if there's no ring on it, she will get bagged. Not she will get bagged. There's a possibility she will get bagged. There is never 100% in this world, all right? So when you be thinking like, and I know it sucks, I should not be saying this, but if somebody be like, oh yeah, my girl, I trust my girl. Yeah, you go ahead and trust your girl, all right? Yeah, you go ahead and trust her ass, okay? All right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, boy, it's going to be a Chris Brown motherfucker. I always reference Chris Brown because I feel like he the most savage. It's always going to be a Chris Brown motherfucker. It's always going to be somebody that's a C-tier YouTuber. Maybe even a D-tier YouTuber. Shit, it's gonna be somebody that might be Instagram famous that might slide in one day, all right? And then be like, hey, this is my favorite. This is my favorite emoji. I love the moon. Throw the moon in there. The moon be like this. Throw the moon in there. And if you get a response, usually you get a response because nowadays, power is fueled by clout, not even money. You don't even need to get to that money point because a lot of people don't really even need that money point. It's more about the clout. If you got enough attention, you got enough followers, you got enough this, people will give you a response because they feel that they deem you important. That's what's really crazy to me. I've noticed, like I'm talking from experience, all right? And when you see that, it's like, wow. Like, right, it's like, wow. Like, holy shit, you have 20K, 30K followers? Like, who are you? They're interested. It piques their interest. Peak. You gon' make me turn up on you. Like it works like that. So it's just wild, man, when the Weeknd was out here savage too, because if the Weeknd slide, let me tell you right there, let me tell you before I keep going, because I told you this is gonna be a motherfucking story time video where we're gonna do a throwback. If a Weeknd slide in your girl DMs, right? And this is how scary it is nowadays in 2020, 2019. If the Weeknd slid in your girl's DMs, right? And that goes for you. If Halle Berry slid in your DMs or whoever you like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know who to name for the women. I don't know who y'all like nowadays that's younger. Anyways, name your baddest chick right now, Instagram all that slides in your DMs. And if any of y'all say that, I would just have to take the L and I would cheat on you. That means at that point, it is possible nowadays for that to happen. It may be a 1% chance, not even a 0.5% chance. But with the DMs and how Snapchat and all that stuff works, if you send 1 million messages a year, maybe you might get that one reply. And if you say you will cheat, I don't care if you said you're going to cheat with the bum down 56th Street. Whether you cheat on 56th Street bum or the Weeknd, no matter what, a cheater is a cheater. So when people throw out that like theorize, like, oh, I would cheat, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be worth it. It's okay. It's the Weeknd. I'm telling you right now, that's toxic as hell. All right. Cause no, you can't think like that. All right, that's because you're setting somebody else at a different standard, and people don't realize how foolish they sound when they talk like that. Let's continue the track. Bring my open glass again, man, until about, I didn't understand that when I first heard it out, because this was about the summer. This is the summer of 2021, 2011. This is the summer of 2011. And I really didn't understand the reference, what he was kind of speaking about. And it didn't really hit me till 2022 when, you know, I'm a white girl, we're gonna call it like that. And it really didn't hit me until that point where I kind of just understood now what he was speaking on. And I was kind of in that same situation. Now, I did not have no, I mean, there definitely weren't no 10s at that time. But there were some solid 8s, you know what I'm saying? We all 22, you know, 21-year-old, I believe. You know, we were hanging out with some 19-year-olds at the time because we were 22 at that time. Yeah, 22. No, I was still 21, late going into 20. No, I was 22. That 22. I was going into 22. So, yeah, we were chilling with some 19-year-olds, and they kind of put us on, and, you know, we did it on the table, and, yeah, I kind of understood at that point where it was kind of just like, oh, shit, this is what he was referring to? Like, damn. And, yeah, that's when that song really hit me. Not even the transition. It was kind of just like, at that song just made sense to me. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I can only be so much blatant, you know, like YouTube, but for me doing that, YouTube my flag. But just know that's when it was like, okay, I understand. Like, this dude is fucked up. The next track is probably arguably the greatest Weeknd song for everybody in terms of just quality, man. I know everybody wants to say Hit the Hills just because it kind of just, you know, turned into mainstream. The Hills is probably his best track to date. I don't agree. I feel like The Morning is what made everybody the Weeknd fan. Because when everybody got to this track that I knew, at least in 2011, we were all kind of just like, yo, like, this is some sad, tranquil, peaceful shit. Like, what the hell is this? And again, I feel like some music is just meant to be heard on some type of influence. So, like, whether you were on, you know, your psychedelics, whether you were on, you know, your depressants, or whether you were on your what do you call the uppers? The uppers. I felt like this is the track that kind of just brought everybody together, you know, in the DRUG world. DRUG world, yeah, I spelled that right. Yeah, this track, that guitar.
From the morning to the evening, complaints from the tenants. Got 9 tickets. Cali is the mission. Got my back like Pippin. Fast life gripping.
When he said got my back like Pippin, bro, I was like, I feel that, dog. There ain't no better sidekick to have than Pippin, bro. MJ Pippin, the most iconic duo in NBA history, in sports history. The most iconic duo. Got my back like Pippin. That shit hit so hard, man. That shit hit so hard. I'll never forget, man, when this song actually hit. We lived in a 6-bedroom house in the suburbs, gated community with my homies. We moved in. We had a fucking banger, bro. We had a banger party, man. We played the Weeknd. Yes, we had it because we brought breezies in. At the term, you know, before, I don't know how y'all do it now, man, but when we did it, man, it was all about ratio. The ratio was crazy. The ratio always had to be at least 2-to-1. If it was a great night, it was 3-to-1. And I'm talking about, when I say 3-to-1, it was 6-bedroom. At the time, there were 6 of us. Then it dropped down to 5, but it was 6. If there was 6 of us, it had to be 18 breezies, all right? We usually, that wasn't realistic. But, you know, it usually kept around 14 to 15, you know, of the opposite gender. That's how we rolled with. And then we just had options. Yes, we were some dogs, but it's okay. I'm a dog, I'm a heathen. You know, I need some company. It was like that. And I'm telling you, man, when I talk about these stories, man, my life, it was crazy. I can't imagine being in a relationship from the ages of 19 to 27 just for that shit to end. And then I missed out on that fun, because I can tell you, bro, it was a blur, bro. It was a blur. Live up your young ages. Don't rush it, bro. I'm telling you. Yes, I'm not that old, and now I got way more money than I had back then. But when I had no money, that was probably the best time of my life, man, because living check to check, but, you know, coming home on a Friday, Saturday, everybody off, we throw that party. And I remember listening to this, man. I was with this one bio team, you know what I'm saying? We just laying down, you know, this shit was on, and, you know, we were looking at each other's eyes. I have a bad tendency of living in the moment and falling in love in the moment, but kind of just not differentiating that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's kind of just like, I'll be there. I'll look you in your eyes. I will literally make love to you with my eyes. I will kiss you slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like that. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I be like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm kissing you slowly like I'm Pepe Le Pew type shit. I'm in there kissing you slowly, looking at you, rub in your face. I will pull your hair away, look at you, stare at you in the little motherfucking green eyes. And I will tell you, I won't say I love you, I won't go that far now, but I will act in the moment. I will live in that moment. I will relish that moment and make it as if it is one of the best moments of my life, and come back 3 hours later and be like, what are you talking about? I was kind of just listening to The Weeknd. And that's exactly what happened. I was fucked up. And I'm listening to The Weeknd, and this part right here, you know what I'm saying? Like, the morning, and I'm just like, man. Like, this was playing, and that's like perfect fall in love music, I feel like. Because it's so tranquil. It's so peaceful. It's just so, it's so soothing, man. Like, it just creates that ambiance, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what, you know, I fell in love with The Weeknd for. This is what I liked. You know what I'm saying? I liked. I don't know why I say it like that. I liked, you know? Like,
Ain't the kind of girl you'll be seeing in the morning. Too damn raw, ain't no nigga.
That's the kind of girl that you ain't seeing in the morning. That can go both ways. Whether she leaving because she's just not that type, or whether you peeling. Somebody peeling. But it's just for that in that moment. And people don't really realize that either, man. How much in the moment, you know, hookups it's a thing, man. You know, people just do it, and it sucks for somebody that's not on the same page. All right, hold on. This is the shit where you on the beach. You know what I'm saying? The wind blowing, the sunset. I tell y'all, man, ain't nothing like when a good track hits you, man, and to make you feel good, man. Because that shit's always gonna be engraved in your mind, man. And you're gonna enjoy that shit. But yeah, man, like that track right there, and y'all wanna hear it slow, bro. That pew, pew. Bro, we can play it slow if you want. Shit, I play it slow if you want, man. I mean, that's probably the best track that's slowed on here. Strellis, I love you, but that was a little bit too altered. This track's already too perfect, you just need to slow it down. I think I sound like a broken record when I'm kind of explaining to you guys that you need some kind of heightened sense when you're listening to music like this, man. You need to be on something. And I hate that I gotta say it like that, but it's just a different experience, and it's so true. The reason why I got into Kid Cudi is because I was smoking blunts, all right? I was smoking blunts, and Mr. Solo Dolo on like high as hell, I literally cried. And that's kind of why I've been trying to stay away from doing Man on the Moon. I'd rather just do Passion Pan because, bro, at the time of my life when I was listening to Man on the Moon, man, I was just in a different vibe, you know, like, and Cudi, I wouldn't say Cudi saved my life because I would really say that was for, you know, Lupe Fiasco, but it was more like listening to that track, man, like this man he was bringing out feelings in me that I didn't know I had. And when you actually question yourself and your inner mind, because at the end of the day, the only person that knows what's wrong with you is you. You can go ahead and tell everybody that you're okay. You can go ahead and smile and be like, yeah, I'm good, guys. I'm good. But as soon as you listen to a track and you're in your own head, your mind's going to tell you like you're not okay. You can't lie to yourself. It's nearly impossible. All right. And if you are, then you're psycho. But that's where I feel like some of these albums and some of this music you gotta listen to, you just have to be in that when you listen to it. You have to be in that zone. Track 5, Wicked Games, man. All right, this track is the track that I skip. It's not a bad track, but I always skip it. It's just like one of those like heartbreak, very like instrumentation tracks. You know what I'm saying? The guitar is definitely taking over. You know, very empowering track to make you feel some type of way. But it's just one of those tracks that I always skip. We can listen to a little bit of it.
My girl back home, I don't love her no more.
Alright, I
lied. Bring the drugs, baby, I can bring the pain.
I think really what that track is, man, why I said never mind, because it is a setting, man. Like, that's one of those tracks where people don't really realize, man, and another problem I have. Look, I know I'm coming Dr. Phil with y'all right now, but I told you exactly what this is gonna be. This is gonna be a story time / throwback video. And for me, man, like I also have that problem. Like, you know, hate sleeping alone. Remember what Drake said? I really had that moment, you know, through 21 through 24. I was really going crazy with that, where I was kind of just using girls to the point where I needed some fulfillment for a couple of hours, and then I kind of just like acted like it was nothing. Where I was just like, hey, thanks for last night. You know, I was type of motherfucker. I was never the rude type to kick you out, but I was definitely the type to high five you and say good job, and you know, just be like, And then they'll sit there and like, what do you mean good job? Like, is this anything? And I'm like, this is nothing. And I feel like the one thing you can do always now, even now in this era, is you can just be honest, man. A lot of people aren't really honest, and I think that's where kind of just shit sways away. If you tell somebody and don't be greedy, I think that's a problem too. Like, they want to be selfish, like most dudes are. You know, I'm guilty of it as well, where they want you to themselves, but they kind of just, you know, they want their cake, they want to have fun as well. I feel like at that point where if you're going to be okay where you wilding out and you just, and y'all going to do what y'all do, whether it's friends with benefits and y'all sticking together, then you got to be straight up and be like, look, this is going to be nothing. I'm not ready for anything for the next year. I still like you. I still feel you, but you're definitely wasting your time if you're trying to talk to me. And I think that's where it separates from a real motherfucker to somebody that's just playing games. I also think that's just the age thing too, because as I got older, I learned that. All right. I'm definitely to the point where I'm like, look, I don't want nothing. But if you want something, you're free to go. Don't take this poison if you're not ready. But the poison is definitely here for you to take if you want it. And that way, it's not really giving an ultimatum, but you're really giving people a choice to do what they want to do in life. And I feel like that's what is wrong. No one gets choices, so they feel like you fucked them up. But when you give somebody a choice, then there's really nothing else, because at the end of the day, we all grown. You did what you needed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Bring your love, baby, I could bring my shit. Bring the drugs, baby, I could bring my pain.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man, if you one of them lover boys type things and you meet a bad chick, look, I'm gonna just say guard your heart, man. For real, guard your heart. Like, don't always open up, because you will get hurt, especially if somebody that's just trying to have you for the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you see a wounded lamb. I always tell that wounded lamb, and you think that you could be Captain Save a hoe. Like, I mean Captain Save a girl at this point, because now you want to fall in love, and where somebody's broken, you just can't fall in love with somebody that's broken. And then you end up getting your own heart broken because you opened up so much. That's kind of where I feel like you just need to take a step back and kind of just play the game. People don't really realize that when they're saying play the game. Play the love and all that is about initially playing the game. When you meet somebody, you can't be too much of a, you can like somebody, look, you know what? We're going to talk about it next track, all right? The party after the party, all right? Probably the second favorite song of everybody. Not my favorite song, but everybody. This is like my third. What I was saying was, man, like, when people gotta play the game, this is the bop track. This is kind of the track where you just play it, you having a glass, you know what I'm saying, a wine glass, you kind of just, everybody just chilling, and you kind of just letting this play in the background while everybody's playing Cards Against Humanity. That's what I feel like this song is, man, now. And especially when the beat drops later with the guitar definitely played a big role in this project being so successful, because that guitar play was crazy. But what I was saying about playing the game is you just have to, look, no one wants a clingy motherfucker. And as much as it sucks, when you really do like somebody, what do you tend to do, right? You tend to do over the top shit. You tend to stick to, you tend to try to do too much. And that can come off as clingy, which I feel like is so fucked up, because if you really like somebody, why should you hold back? Why should you do things that, you wouldn't do out of the ordinary, to show someone that you really like them, to show someone that you really love them? But that's part of the game. You have to play the game to be cool. You got to play it cool. And people don't realize that most relationships, after you watch Hitch, it's all a game. And for the people that can't play the game, that's why people like Hitch existed. You know what I'm saying? To definitely get that connection first, to break that, playing the game first, and then you can be the clingy motherfucker and be the sweet motherfucker without coming off as clingy. But people don't really realize that, man, where they just like, damn, like, they don't know how to play the game and get past that initial stage. And I feel like that's where game comes in. I don't know how else to explain that, where it really sucks in my mind, because that's so ironic that when you really like somebody, you tend to gravitate to them more. But then, like, that also pushes other people away. So it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to let people know I genuinely like them if it's not genuine at the end of the day? You see what I'm saying? I'm dropping gems for y'all motherfuckers, man. I should get paid for this. I do.
Don't be shy, I'll supply. They should know what the fuck these bitches on. They want what I'm sitting on.
Dozy Doge?
Can't find it.
Dozy Doge?
No cause would stop this feeling I'ma give to you.
What's wrong, Doge? You okay? What's wrong? All right. Gonna be in your usual spot for the video? Okay. Alright. What? I have to finish the review. That track right there is also another track that can be slowed down because that second transition that hits with the guitar, like I said, the guitar is definitely a big part of why this album is fire, or this mixtape is fire. This is what everybody came to listen to, man. This is what like that second transition is a staple in the Weeknd's history. Like, this is one of those cemented tracks in his discography that everybody's like, yo, when you listen to The Weeknd, you just listen to The Morning. You listen to that Party After the Party. Remember that second transition at the end? Remember the ending at The Morning? So I feel like this track right here, man, it definitely hits a special place in my heart. I really don't have a memory to this track. More so that I just listened to it being off. Not at the time I wasn't drinking Henny. I was drinking Hypnotic, and we were on that Grey Goose Ciroc. So that's probably the only time I really kind of just listened to this, where we kind of just jam it, and I was in my own car. But the next track, oh my. All right, if y'all don't know me, when I do these top 5 videos, man, and I do the top 5 tracks or whatever, let it be known right now, the Coming Down is my favorite Weeknd track ever. There is no track that's touching it. There is no track from experience-wise that hits me in my heart. There is nothing with the beat. The anime from Fate, because I found out that shit was later on, 2-3 years ago later, that it was sampled from Fate Zero. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I did not even expect that. For him to be an anime, well, not even, maybe his producer's just the anime head, but for him to put anime into his music, because I always wondered who that little girl was. Like, you know, doing a little voice in Japanese and shit. I always wondered who that was. And it's from an anime. I thought this track was all around the perfect track for me. And if you guys know the message, you guys know exactly where I was. When I explained to you, you guys already know kind of my story where I was at 21 through 24. If you guys know, imagine where it still hit me through later on, 24 through 28. This shit right here, we'll let this shit, bruh. You sound like you in a gloomy alley. Bro, when you driving that night, I ain't had a coupe. I didn't have the coupe back in the day, alright? So I had the Grand Prix 4-door, but it did have some Bose speakers in that junk. It was a GT. It was alright, you know what I'm saying, for what it was, a 1999 car. It was still moving, you know, still doing its thing. Bro, when I've heard this track, bro, I swear to God, the girl that I chased for 7 years with the green eyes, her little perfect little green eyes, she may not be the perfect to y'all, but she was perfect to me. Damn. The one that got away. And this song will come on, and literally, this is the song that ties me to that memory, to all the memories, to all, even though the chase is over, it just tied me to that. Like,
here comes problems, and with these problems come solutions. And I use them when I'm fading. The party's finished, and I want you to know.
when he said that, I felt this. He said, pick up your phone. The party's over, and I want you to know. Bro, I feel like we all had to have been there. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I've definitely been, you know, blazed out my mind and driven before. And when the party was really over, man, everybody got that one call in their phone where, you know, they just want to hear their voice, and you be like, hey, man, look, you know, you get real future toxic. You know what I'm saying? I know coronavirus is going down, but I just want to let you know that's how my feelings are right now, down, because I've been missing you ever since I fucked up that one day. You know what I'm saying? And shorty just want to let you know that I'm really loving you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's going to change. Forget all them other 53 other shorties that I've been talking to, man. At the end of the day, it's really about you, because if you told me to drop the game, the game will be dropped. There will be no game. I know they say I look like Kyrie, you know, they say I look like Russell Wilson, but the game will be dropped. There will be no games played. I swear to God, I'm all about you, all right? Just let me know. It's 3 in the morning. Let me stop by real quick. Let me just put a dip in, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Honestly, the best track from The Weeknd. And you can't tell me different. For me, at least. I don't care what y'all think. That's for me, man. Like, that shit hits me in so many spaces, man, in so many places where I just get really involved with the track, man. Especially at 3 in the morning, when I'm 4 in the morning, when I'm driving after the bars or the clubs or wherever you just came from is closed. And you really got that person you kind of just think about, man. And it really breaks my heart, bro. It breaks my heart in a good way, though, man. Like, obviously, y'all know I'm strong enough, man. I ain't gonna complain about that shit. But, yeah, man, it just takes me to a different dimension. And I feel like that track is probably the most impactful track from the weekend that's kind of just hit me home. And this is why this is my favorite project. This is why that's on my wall. Because, I mean, I know exactly what he was talking about. I know exactly from the T. I know exactly. Me and Weeknd could literally be the same person because I done been in that situation multiple times, as we all have probably. But for me, I don't know if y'all know what it is like chasing somebody for 7, 8 years, waiting your turn and then finally getting rejected. Or like, nah, you know, we should just be cool. That shit hurt, man. That shit hurt your pride. Definitely hurts who you are. You know, it really just don't feel good, man. So that always hits me home, man. That's crazy. This track right here, there's only one line that I fuck with. I don't usually skip it, but I kind of just let it ride. Say he not living for the future, he living for the present. Exactly. Like, he basically saying, like, I'm not living for the what are we's. Like, what are we doing here? Like, nah, that's not what we talking about. We here living for this moment right here. Take your clothes off, girl, man. Let's get it popping.
I promise you won't see that I'm only fucking 20, girl. I need you to put your mind in a dream world.
Oh, I forgot about the ending. Holy shit. I actually forgot about that ending on Loft Music, but I always remember that line. I'm only fucking 20, girl. You got your mind in the dream world. Exactly. He was preaching in that track like, hey, look, man, stop worrying about the future. I feel like, you know, a lot of people really do that. I mean, it's what we do as humans. Like, hey, so what are we? Where can you see me in a year? Where can you see me? Like, bro, I'm not worried about that. And I even have that problem too. Like, I don't know. I know what happened. I know what's happening right now. I know how I feel about it right now. Some people say it's because I'm a Sagittarius and I'm a fire sign. That's how it is. That don't make no sense to me either. If someone can get in the comment box below and explain that to me. But I feel like right here, this track where, you know, talking, they're obviously on drugs, and it's kind of at the end of the track where he's kind of just like, you know, phasing out, and, you know, everything's in slow motion and shit. You know, he kind of just enjoying that. So, this the weekend. I feel like there's no bad track on here. The only track I really skip on here is Wicked Games, which I told you guys I don't even skip that. It's more of just a setting time. You know, setting. It's not a bad track. It's just a setting. I have to be in that mood to listen to Wicked Games, but. The last track is The Knowing, which I feel like is probably the most heartbreak track on here next to Coming Down. I feel like Coming Down is more for the toxic, you know, dudes like me, but I feel like The Knowing is actually the heartbreak track that, you know, really hit a lot of people home if you're in that situation.
Yeah. I know.
Damn, I never really. I'm gonna let you taste her. Woo! Damn, I didn't even realize that, bro. That's some revenge shit right there. So basically, she cheated on him, so he gonna go smash another chick, and you gonna suck my shit, and you gonna taste her because I've been in her. That's crazy. But that's some toxic shit right there. I've definitely been in my situations like that where, you know, we were kind of just knowing what we were doing. We knew that the other person was talking to other people. I was talking to other people. The fact that we didn't find out, I was all on speculations. I think that's another thing too. When you find out through speculations, that's one thing. But when you actually see it, hear it, see a picture of it, no matter what, visual contact, like that's what's different. That's when it really hit hard. It hits differently. And I know that's something, you know, that's toxic, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like it's when you see it when it really actually hits you and hurts you. So for him to actually go on, you know, smash another girl, put his dick in her mouth, and it's kind of just like, wow, you know, like, damn, you really, like, you really just didn't care. It was more about revenge. And I feel like, man, you did something, like, some things happen like that, man, where, you know, we were all young at this point. At that time, the Weeknd was, what, 20, 21, same age as me. And, you know, he was really kind of just going through it. And, you know, she tried to hurt him, and she tried to do all this. And I feel like there's always that one person, and it's cliche as to say it is, like, you know, there's always that one person that kind of breaks you and then turns you to the savage you are. But, you know, that's definitely unhealthy for, you know, I mean, I'm not one to speak on it, but it's definitely unhealthy for you to feel that way or to apply that to everybody. Kind of the situation I'm going on, where I apply everybody's a cheater. I apply that to everybody. You could be the most perfect girl, church girl in the world. You know, you're a cheater. Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? I always say that anything is possible. And I think that right there, the ending to that was crazy. The guitar riff playing, you know, it just adds a hardcore element to a track that's already sad, that's hitting. You know, like, I feel like that track is just as amazing as Coming Down, but just in a different way, just in a different feel, because that's pure heartbreak right there. But I'm sorry if I add a lot of story time in here, man. I know a lot of you guys love it, but there's some, you know, new listeners that don't really appreciate it, but that's not what we're here for. I mean, I got my subs for what I am. You know, when you do these throwbacks, I always try to kind of connect it, because it's not really a first reaction type video. It's more of kind of just me revisiting. So it's not really just me being genuine. Well, actually, it is me being genuine, because that's essentially how I feel. And I know how I feel, and you know, my ADHD kicks in. I'm kind of just enjoying the music. But I have a lot of memories tied to these tracks. Another thing I wanted to mention too before I go, you know, the party after the party introduced me to Beach House. You know, I didn't even know who Beach House was, so I wanted to look at who the samples were, and I listened to Beach House, and, you know, they obviously did a song to this, and one of my favorite songs from them is Norway. Norway is really fire. If you guys don't know about that, you guys go listen to that. So that's kind of one thing I wanted to mention too. The sample game was crazy when you actually really you know, listen to it. Yeah, my stories are always connected, man. I have a lot of experience in life. When I actually speak to you guys about what I go through, it's not from me speaking on my ass. It's just from what I experienced and kind of just giving my, you know, my take on it. You know, like, I'm just trying to give you guys what I know to the best of my knowledge. And, you know, whether you take it for a grain of salt, whether you actually take it wholeheartedly, I mean, that's your opinion. That's your decision. I can't really make you guys listen to what I'm saying. But yeah, as always, you know, get the video to 3,000 likes. We get a new vinyl on the wall, and we'll do Thursday. Thursday was another album that kind of, you know, I was not expecting him to follow up House of Balloons with Thursday, and for him to, you know, it was actually rather quick. I believe Thursday released, you know, 8 months, 9 months later, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it came out rather soon. So 3,000 likes, man. We'll get to the next video. The whole video will be on Patreon, man. Well, not the unedited, but the full basically reaction. You can watch that on Patreon if you want to go to Patreon. It's only $3, $2 for my playlist. Spotify and Apple Music, $1 for just Apple Music, you know, $1 in a dream. I always speak to you guys. We're doing crazy right now, man. 455 Patreons. Thank you guys, all the support. You guys are really helping me out, man, giving me motivation, helping my mental stability, kind of moving forward in this music shit. I know that I got a team behind my back, so it keeps me driving, keeps me going to do more music, to do more videos, to keep being a YouTuber, enjoying this life that I love. Yeah, man, just an amazing album from The Weeknd. His best project to date. Coming Down, The Knowing, and The Morning, my 3 top tracks on here. I will do a video on my top 5 favorite tracks. Also, if you get 3,000 likes, we will start that series as well. I'm doing that right now for the Logic. I've been talking too much, man. Let me know how you guys feel about this mixtape. Let me know what was your favorite project. Let me know what was your favorite track. Let me know what your least favorite track. All that good stuff. And like always, man, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. Follow me on social media. Let me know what you want to hear. Meami on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, man, keep it going, man. Let's keep going with the channel. Let's get to 200K before the year is over. 500K in the next 5 years. I think that's something, you know, reasonable to ask for. Anyways, and that's all about it. I mean, until next time, we are out. Peace.
Very special girl, very special girl. I met a special girl.